Good afternoon. Mike and Bean from Chelmsford, Massachusetts. I noticed in the annual report that you took a charge off for Dexter and put under the management of H.H. Brown. And I was thinking back, I believe in 1985, you wrote about the process you went through in closing the textile business. And I was wondering if you could elaborate how this situation is different. I believe you indicated in the textile business that despite excellent management, it wasn't possible to earn an economic return on the assets.
Yeah. Did you say that we took a charge off on H.H. Brown?
No, I meant to say we took a charge off on Dexter.
Oh, Dexter. Yeah, absolutely. We lost a very significant amount of money on Dexter thanks to a dumb decision that I made, and maybe several dumb decisions. And I mean that is a business that went offshore in a huge way. There are close to 1,200,000,000 pairs of shoes made in or used in this country. I never can figure out how they get to that number. I mean, I use a pair about every 5 years, but 4 for every man, woman, and child. I don't know, but that's the number. And you know, I don't know whether it's 5% now, but it's something in that area are made in this country, and hundreds of thousands of jobs have gone offshore with that. The textile business, as you know, has gotten almost destroyed in this country. I mean, when you have somebody like Burlington go into bankruptcy, wonderful company, spent lots of money on keeping their plants up to date and all of that sort of thing. But in the end, if you're paying 10 times as much per hour for labor as somebody else, it's awfully hard to be that good. And that's going on in furniture manufacturing now too. We have a number of furniture retailers, and Bill Child or Irv Blumpkin will go over to the Orient fairly frequently now. We buy a lot of furniture comes from there, and that trend is moving in that direction in a very significant way. And was your question why Fruit of the Loom would be different?
No, I was just wondering if there's any hope for Dexter, or if it's going down the same path.
Oh no, well Dexter is now part of H.H. Brown, and it's selling product which overwhelmingly is produced abroad. And H.H. Brown sells a very significant amount of product that's produced outside the United States, although they still produce a lot of product in the United States. But no, the Dexter, we will have a significant shoe business. Shoe business, we had some contracts on the books from Dexter that were unprofitable, and they will run for another quarter. But we made a fair amount of money in the shoe business in the first quarter. Justin made money. I think our shoe business will be okay. It won't be a bonanza over time, but I think our shoe business, we've got very good management in there. We've got good management at H.H. Brown. We've got good management at Justin. And I would expect that we would have a substantial and a reasonably profitable shoe business in the future, but we will not be able to do it with 100% or 90% or 80% domestic produced shoes. And in that respect, I was very wrong in paying what I did and paying it in the manner I did, which was stock in the case of Dexter, for a domestic shoe manufacturer. Charlie?
Yeah, that shows, which is important to show, that no matter how hard you work at having systems for avoiding error and practices of trying to stay within your circle of competency, et cetera, you still make mistakes. And I think I can confidently promise that it won't be our last mistake.
Yeah, here's our blue chip stamps. But you might think about this a bit too. We had a lot of workers up in Dexter, Maine, and we've had a lot of workers at some of the H.H. Brown plants, and we take a little hit financially, and we make it up by some trading strategy in government bonds or something like that requires no effort and not really too much brain power. And when you think of the consequences to the people that have spent a lifetime learning one trade, and who live in those areas, and through no fault of their own, none. I mean, they've done a good job. They've done a great job working. They're productive, but in the end, their cost was 10 times or more, and they weren't getting paid that well, but they're 10 times what it could get done for elsewhere in the world. So we haven't really paid the price for that change in economic conditions. I mean, it's the people who work there, the people who work at Burlington or wherever, where the jobs disappear. And that's no argument for huge tariffs or anything of the sort. But retraining doesn't do much good if you worked in our textile mill, as many people did years ago, and you're 60 years old and you only speak Portuguese. Or if you work in Dexter, Maine, and you're 58, I mean, retraining, it gets kind of meaningless. So we're the lucky ones, basically in these situations. And it is tough when you know one trade, particularly if you live in a small town, not lots of other employment opportunities, I think. So, we have a charge off, and they have a huge change in their lives, basically. Number 6.